All right, thank you all for coming out here today, giving us the opportunity to talk to the public and give a little update on what occurred out here at Deerfield Beach. Earlier today, roughly about 12:30, a little after or so, we ended up having a shooting take place outside of one of our restaurants. The shooting was actually a byproduct of a pretty much road rage. Two individuals having a disagreement about traffic, resulting in one pulling out a firearm and firing 9 rounds into a vehicle. You know, for this particular case, I was here. I was involved in the community. I was actually somewhat off duty and driving by when I seen roughly 20 plus people running past my vehicle, which was kind of an indicator. The call had not come out yet. It was just taking place. So the first thing I was able to do is to put on my tack vest, grab my rifle, get on the radio, notify the district command what was occurring. Fortunately, enough officers and deputies responded. They did an outstanding job. We were able to box in the environment, track down the suspect, and bring him into custody. Despite the high level of reckless violence that we've seen, no one was hurt, no one was injured, and this is not indicative of what we see here in Deerfield Beach. So we're getting back to norm. You're seeing processing from crime scene, and then we'll open up the streets and allow the community to get back to its day.
What can you tell us about the suspect or the person that was apprehended? I'm assuming that was the person that fired the weapon.
From what we have right now, that is correct. One of the individuals that was involved in the altercation drew his firearm, fired several rounds. I believe it was 9 rounds that ended up striking the vehicle. Upon that, he fled. That's when I arrived on scene, was able to get information from the bystanders about direction of travel, where this person was going, what he looked like. Fortunately, we got that information out onto the radio, and our deputies were on scene to be able to apprehend him.
You're the sheriff. What do you make about the situation being here, I guess, at the right place at the right time?
I think it's just a reminder to probably the community, in which something I stated early on. I'm the chief law enforcement officer of this county. Therefore, I'm a law enforcement officer all day, every day. And so I make sure that I'm prepared. Every vehicle that I drive, unmarked, it has lights, it has sirens, it has tack vests, it has multiple radios, and it has a rifle in it. Unfortunately, no one got hurt here. I think that's the most important part. And for all my deputies that were out here, they did a great job.
To that point, I mean, this was in the middle of the day. It's a beautiful day, so there are a ton of people out here. What do you make of the fact of just how much worse this could have been?
Look, anytime two individuals are armed and having some type of heated engagement and it breaks out to gunfire, it jeopardizes the entire public. Okay, let's make no mistake about it. And that's part of why I'm always prepared, because I'm not going to visually see good people get hurt, harmed, or injured because individuals are being reckless in this community. We're the front line against it, and fortunately we stopped this and was able to apprehend the suspect before anything else occurred out here.
Can you describe the suspect, male, female, black?
It was the suspect that fired rounds into the vehicle was a black male.
Do you know the age?
I do not.
Both vehicles hit?
One more time.
Both vehicles hit by gunfire?
No, from my understanding, the only vehicle that was struck was a white pickup truck that was involved, and I think it was hit roughly 9 times.
So that white pickup truck was involved. It wasn't just randomly there.
That's correct. That was one of the vehicles being driven that was involved in, kind of the road rage incident.
Did you see any children in the area or any children in the vehicle? Was the suspect with children in the vehicle?
I can't speak to any kids or anything that was in either one of the suspect or victim vehicles, but in terms of this being Deerfield Beach, absolutely there's kids out here. It's a gorgeous day. It's Friday. Families are out here visiting, taking advantage of this gorgeous beach, and so this is why it's twice as alarming for me to know that I had to perform out here to stop that from happening. But I'm happy I was here.
We heard from eyewitnesses, and I wanted to clarify this from earlier, who said that it looked like somebody had been hurt, like cut in their face, and either had to be treated or transported.
I think part of that conversation that you're hearing is related to one of the individuals who's in the vehicle as rounds were going through the glass, getting fragmentation on them, but no one was actually shot and suffered any gunshot injuries.
Is he the one who's not arrested?
I believe so right now, that's correct. We're still interviewing, we're still getting all the facts.
And I may have asked you this before. Do you know what kind of car the other one was and where it was in proximity to the truck?
I don't know the exact type of car. I don't.
And there was only one person in that?
Here?
The guns?
Say one more time.
Gun does he have?
The firearms recovered were small arms, meaning handguns.
There was one person in each vehicle. The drivers, those were the only people in those vehicles?
From my understanding, that's correct.
And do you know where the other car was in proximity to the truck?
No,
Next
not at the
to it?
time.
Okay.
Not at the time. When I pulled up on scene, the only vehicle that I could see was a pickup truck with multiple, bullet holes in it, which was kind of a clue that this car's involved.
And that's the guy who's associated with that truck is the guy who's arrested?
No,
It's
the other, yes.
When you
Are
say
you the first person to respond, or there was somebody here before you got here?
No, because I was already in the environment, literally a block away, when I saw probably 20 plus people running towards me, it was clear that some type of altercation was occurring. I got on the radio, got called for backup, but I was the first officer in the scene.
Did you hear the shots?
I couldn't hear him, no.
My God. Okay, you said that it was an incident of road rage. Was it an issue right there, or is it something that happened maybe a block away? Or
No, from my understanding, the road rage incident was only a few feet away from where the final destination and the shooting ended up taking place. But it started on the roadways. And again, we're talking about a road rage incident where no one's injured or harmed, a difference of opinions in terms of who should be where and how they're driving, resulting in two individuals becoming extremely reckless and violent on our streets. And now one of them is off the streets.